Number 8, BYU men's basketball defeats Villanova 71-66 in the Hall of Fame series at T-Mobile Arena on TNT and heard right here on BYU Radio. How would you grade BYU's season opening win over Villanova?
It's crazy that I'm going to give this grade because BYU just beat Villanova, for crying out loud, but I'm going to say a B-, which is, for a season opener, a decent grade. It's the pre-test of sorts, Jarom, and we're going to talk about a lot of things that didn't go well for BYU here today, but let's remember they won the game. They made the winning plays in the most critical scenarios when they had to. Got huge buckets from AJ Dybantsa and Wright III, and we already talked about Keba Keita and what he meant to BYU last night. By the way, his full interview available on our YouTube page right now. He is a fan favorite for good reason. Keba was so good. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start with the great there. I thought Keba and that sequence where he had the massive putback dunk and then what you called, I think, a super block or a mega block, Jarom, and then him staring into the crowd as if he can't see where the ball went. I thought that was so hilarious. Really funny. AJ Dybantsa laughed about that in the postgame. So I thought he brought the physicality that BYU needed. He helped set the tone, and his defense really got BYU ramped up late in the game. Just Keba is going to be an underappreciated player on this team because he plays in the shadow of AJ and Rob and Richie. My goodness, his role is so critical. As I mentioned, AJ, 21 points, solid debut, 9 of 18 shooting, and his ability to sense the moment late, like, okay, I can take this game over. I can go get what BYU needs right now. So it was fun to watch the alpha take over there, and Wright III do the same thing. Kevin Young said to me in the postgame, both those guys know that they can get to the rim and they can get and seek out whatever shot they want. They did it, and they capitalized on that. So that's the good. The concerning part here, and I know that you'll talk about this at length as well, is BYU needs some help defensive rebounding. And that created a ton of second chance points for Villanova. They got open threes. Often their best looks of the night, speaking of the Wildcats, were because of those offensive rebounds, resulting in much easier shots. And to their credit, they paid them off and erased that 14-point deficit they had against BYU. BYU got to the rim a lot. I think they missed 17 or 18 shots around the rim.
Yes.
Those shots are going to fall again, but because they didn't, it's a B- for me. Am I being too harsh in my grading scale and critique of this team? What do you think?
No, the standard's high. If people are saying you can win the Natty, you can go to the Final Four, then we hold them to a different standard. And we'll talk to ESPN's Sean Farnham coming up about what he thought of the matchup and the game. But yeah, BYU won the game. Awesome. Check. Richie Saunders is throwing up, barely attended shoot around, didn't go. The fact that he's throwing up and ill, and he still played as well as he did. I mean, he didn't shoot the best, but man, when I'm ill, I just want to sit there and watch TV, and he's out there running around sweating and getting buckets, doing his thing, pulling down critical rebounds. Nice to see Dawson Baker, by the way, for BYU. Yes, there were some really nice elements to this game, as you mentioned. I love the big three combining for 50. That was 70% of BYU's points. Richie playing through illness. AJ did his thing. Keba was the most influential player in the game, in my opinion. Rob Wright got to the rim so often. But yes, let's talk about the issues. 31 second chance points and letting Bryce Lindsey go off for 5 threes for Villanova. That kept him in the game. BYU goes up 14 in the first 2:07 in the second half. The Wildcats storm back and take a lead with about 6 minutes to go. BYU shoots 29% from three, 39% from the field, only 10 assists. Specifically shooting, I looked at college basketball analytics this morning. BYU was 17 of 35 from within 4.5 feet.
Yeah.
Rob Wright was 2 of 8. That feels like just game one stuff. You're on a neutral court. It's the first time together. It felt big with TNT doing a pre, half, and post covering the Big 12. They're a welcome addition to the league, which is cool. Also, I have YouTube TV, so I can't watch ESPN if it was on ESPN. I mean, there are benefits to what happened there. We love ESPN, of course, but BYU 0 of 8 outside the key, inside the three-point line, Spence. So that kind of mid-range wasn't going. Those will drop at a higher clip for BYU. But, yeah, not enough bench points, allowing too many offensive rebounds, those second chance points, those kickouts for 3. those are an issue. Who's going to score off the bench? You know, as Dawson Baker gets healthier, that will be a thing. Mihailo Boskovic had 2 points. Dawson Baker had 5. There's your 7 off the bench. Not enough. Hadim Boop did a nice job with 6 boards. Was hoping he'd score a little bit because he didn't miss a shot in the 2 exhibitions, 7-7. Things to clean up, but I love the fact that BYU goes and gets this win. They feel the taste of victory in game 1. They can, get through a game where Richie's not fully healthy. Kennard Davis knocks down a couple of threes. Keba does his thing. Cougar Nation rejoices. They're in Vegas. A lot of good here. And there's a lot to clean up, too. And the good news is BYU's not going to be challenged for, 11 days, Spence. They play Holy Cross Saturday, Delaware Tuesday, and then it's one of the biggest games of the season. I would argue the second biggest game of the season all year. UConn in Boston. Yeah. It's Houston, then it's UConn probably in the best teams on BYU's schedule. So it's all good. Continue to get healthy. Continue to ramp up, learn, coach, break down, prepare. And BYU's going to be 3-0 going into Boston, taking on UConn in a couple of weeks. And then we'll see where BYU stands in the next big test.
Yeah, the health conversation is a good one that you bring up because we'll hear from Kevin Young in just a moment, but he pointed out a few times after the game that Dawson Baker's not 100%. It's the first time he's played in a while. It was just good to see him back on the floor. Clearly, Richie, he said he was throwing up, and I believe the phrase was puking his guts out up through shoot-around and not feeling good. Tyler Maras is still not healthy. Let's get those guys some more reps and get him truly full health, and then we'll see what BYU can do. With that in play, you would think some more shots are going to start to drop and the jitters will go away. This BYU basketball team didn't hit their groove until late January last year. I don't think it's going to take that long this year, but even with the crazy talent they have, you have to give them time to get into that groove and truly understand their roles and how this team is going to work as a cohesive unit.
Yet there's an expectation to be very good right away at number 8 with AJ Dybantsa and so on and so forth. So we have to sort of balance those two in some way that works. Our question of the day is this. Who is the MVP of BYU men's basketball season opening win over Villanova? The easy answer is, AJ Dybantsa had 21. I think it was Keba Keita personally. His 8, 7, and 3 and defensive influence was incredible. At H. John Marsh on X. Keba Keita, the man who blocked the ball into orbit. It's still spinning around the earth right now. It's crazy. It's bumping into satellites. It's wild. Seth LaPierce on Instagram. There's flasher answers, but Keba's consistency in defense wins it for me. How about that? 2 for Keba.
He deserves it. He deserves all of the accolades today. I thought he clearly had the most complete game yesterday on both sides of the floor and just brought an energy to the crowd. Like, that guy got that building rocking. As good as AJ was at times with some of his buckets, it was the loudest because of plays that Keba made, and that made a difference in inciting the crowd into this game. All right, great question of the day. Continue to weigh in. # BYUSN on X, Facebook, and Instagram. The head coach